Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by WorkHuman. Thanks for joining me for your quick briefing on what's important in the world of work. My name is Steve Boese. Today in the Workplace Minute, we dive into the latest layoff news in tech. Amazon just announced plans to let go of almost 14,000 corporate employees. But are any Amazon executives taking the fall for poor strategy and decisions that led them to this point? Let's break it down. First, the news. Amazon announced earlier this week that it plans to cut 14,000 corporate jobs, marking one of the biggest rounds of layoffs in the company's history. Amazon's Senior Vice President of People Experience and Technology, Beth Galetti, announced the cuts in a blog post and said the reductions are a continuation of CEO Andy Jassy's drive to operate the company like the world's largest startup. Galetti said that despite the company performing well, it is cutting jobs as a result of AI rapidly changing the world. It's notable that as of today, Amazon ranks as the 5th most valuable company in the world, measured by market capitalization. But as we are now seeing increasingly, the emergence of AI is being singled out as a driver of reductions in force. This generation of AI is the most transformative technology we've seen since the internet, and it's enabling companies to innovate much faster than ever before, Galetti wrote. She added that Amazon needs to be leaner and have fewer layers of management to move faster, noting that it is reorganizing its resources to invest in its biggest bets while continuing to hire in other areas. Amazon has a total of about 1.55 million employees globally, and the cuts represent about 4% of Amazon's roughly 350,000 corporate employees. Okay, so let's talk about why this news is, at least to me, so maddening. At this point, these explanations just feel a little bit hollow. Because when a company with the scale, data, and sophistication of Amazon says things like it overhired, what it's really saying is that its leaders made many poor strategic choices, and yet these same leaders tend to remain in place. I've read the company statements and seen the executive quotes, and nowhere has anyone at the top said, "I didn't anticipate how fast AI would transform our operations," or "I failed to position the organization to adapt, and that's on me, so I'm stepping down alongside with the 14,000 people we're letting go." And that's what's so frustrating. When disruption happens, when the structure becomes bloated, or when technology shifts the landscape overnight, it's almost never the people who made those decisions who bear the ultimate consequences. It's the people who built their careers there, who executed on these plans, who believed in the mission. They're the ones who are paying the price. And in an organization as massive and resource-rich as Amazon, there are always alternatives. You could use natural attrition, you could freeze hiring, you could redirect investments into retraining and reskilling employees for these new roles that they say they're hiring for. You could plan for the change and just not react to it. But instead, the default response we seem to see over and over again is to just cut thousands of jobs in the names of efficiency and agility. So here's the call to action for every leader who's listening to this show. You've got to do better. Leadership means owning the hard parts, the mistakes, the misjudgments, and the fallout. If your company has to shed thousands of people because of decisions you made or that you saw just too late, that's not a reflection of employee performance. It's a reflection of leadership failure. And if we ever want to build truly responsible, human-centered organizations, then accountability has to start at the very top, not with the people being laid off, but with the people who made the decisions that led the company to where it is. Let's all think about that moving forward. That's it for the Workplace Minute today. Thanks so much for listening, and a big thank you to WorkHuman for supporting the Workplace Minute. If this episode made you think about how your leaders are standing behind their strategic decisions, please share it with a colleague. I'm Steve Boese, and this has been the Workplace Minute from H3HR Advisors.